Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that looks like the heathen. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And this just was a video that I saw earlier with Clayton Morris on Redacted. And his guest said some things that are pretty condemning to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man who is being exposed in these last days. And many of them know it. Many of them know that their time is up. And this is the end of their hegemony, potato, however you want to say it. But Edomite superiority, what they fraudulently call white superiority, has come to its end. And its end is going to be bitter, violent, and painful. All right? So, I actually want to read Second Thessalonians, and then let this play. And in the King James. And this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 1. I'm going to read to about verse 12. Yeah. And it reads, "Now we beseech you, brethren," all right, brethren being the Israelites, "by the coming of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach," who they fraudulently called Jesus Christ, said our Lord, something that Christianity in America completely ignores when it comes to the Bible. When it comes to the Bible, they completely ignore pronouns. All right, they try to take pronouns that are possessive pronouns and try to make them into, and make them not mean what they mean. All right, and it's, because he's not our Lord, meaning everybody. He's our Lord, meaning the Israelites. Point blank. Period. And the Israelites are not Israelis. All right. Verse 2. "That ye should be soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither that ye shall not be soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither in spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, that the day of Hamashiach is at hand." And that's why it says peace and stability. I believe there's Isaiah 33 and 6. If someone could put that on the comment board. Shall be the stability of our time. The fact that the Lord has given us this understanding, this comfort in the scriptures that we, the hopeful elect, from the apostles on down, and all my constituents, my contemporaries, all those brothers who the first fruit of GMS, the guys that go back to 2008, 2009, all the guys who came in around that time, all right after they and started camps in late 2007 to 2008. All right, and it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." That falling away was the Israelites forgetting, losing, and falling away from their heritage. And then Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the man of sin, being revealed. All right? "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God." What people do that? Be honest with yourself. "Or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." Who painted up all his images and said that he looks like God, when the Bible actually has always said the opposite of what's in the Sistine Chapel. And how they ignore all the relics that were there, hundreds and hundreds of years, more than half a century before the Sistine Chapel was even built. All right, before they even started all the Renaissance paintings. You know, their images, they're still statues and images all over Europe, showing you the presence of what you would refer to as black people in rulership, in the castles. All right, as nobles. Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what holdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. So that mystery was already working. He knew, you know, the Romans were Edomites. Okay. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Esau had to fulfill prophecy. Remember, the dragon, the red dragon, the dragon was Rome. We're talking about people, a race of people, the enemies of God. He mentioned all throughout the Bible. Go read Psalms 83. And the top of that list is Esau, Edom. He's, you know, because we're going to get Isaiah 6:3 after we play this damning, shameful spewing on the glory of America. Because she's questioning is why nothing is being done about these child exploitations and trafficking. I'm like, man, America started with child trafficking and sex trafficking and slave trafficking. That's how America started. You think it's going to change? All right. It says, then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right. The spirit of the Lord's mouth are the prophets, the apostles, the bishops, the elder bishops, the rest of the elder brothers, myself, and the rest of the prophets, all the way down to the newest man on the other side of the line, to those who are who are watching and learning. It's the spirit of the prophets that are destroying. That's why America is falling, because the truth has gone out. All right, and so the Lord, so for us preaching the word, the Lord is forced to keep his word and act. And look what he's doing for us. He's bringing our enemy down right before us. We were just having a conversation with a couple brothers a couple of hours ago about how they're trying to import so-called black men to Poland and is it in Japan to make babies. All right, they need a strong gene. They need someone who can actually go in the sun. Highest cancer cases in the world are in the land of Israel. Why? Because Edom is over there where they don't belong. That's part of the curses of, you know, starting to fall on them. All right. Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the work of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonder, his pseudoscience, his fake science, his medicine, his power of flight, all the things that the Lord gave unto him, called him the prince of the air. And he thinks he's done these things on his own, not realizing that this is spiritually Egypt, Babylon, and spiritually Egypt, Rome, all over again. And the Lord raised them up just so he can destroy them in front of everybody. You know, there was a movie that came out some years ago called Never Back Down. And the guy, you know, and the whole big event was the beatdown. All right. And they would throw these little backyard and underground MMA tournaments. And the guy wanted to beat up the tough guy, especially after the little footage of his fight went viral. All right. But he didn't want to beat him up, you know, in private. He wanted to fight. He wanted to fight before the cameras. He wanted to show off. Well, the Lord is going to show off. He's picking a fight with the Edomites, and he's doing it through his prophets. By the prophets simply speaking the truth, bringing out real history, the true meaning of the scriptures, all the things that they've lied about and hidden. All right. It says, and with all deceivableness, unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So the Lord don't love everybody. He don't want to save everybody, including 2/3 of Israel. All right. And for this cause, God shall send them a strong delusion, that they shall believe a lie. Anyone who believes in Esau, Edom, all right, they deserve whatever they got coming to them. that they might be, at verse 12, that they might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And Jake here in America loves unrighteousness. They love to eat unrighteousness. They love to eat abominable foods, and they love to commit abominable acts. Adultery, all kind of crazy sex. I mean, they're just getting it just as bad as Esau. All right? So without any further ado, let's let the shameful spewing come from Esau. As a matter of fact, let me get one of my favorite scriptures, because we always tell you that when all this damning, condemning information is coming out on Esau, Edom, it's usually from his own women, because women, they tend to move toward power, and they can see that the Esau, Edom is losing his power. All right, but this is Job 27, and they're conformance. Women conform. They lust and love whoever's in power. But this is Job 27 and 15. And it reads, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. All right? Esau is finished. All right? It even tells you, the verse before that, if his children be multiplied, all right? If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. Let me read that. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. And those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. His women are not even going to cry when he goes down. His women, because his women, as you can clearly see, you can check out the Murph and the White Woman Wednesdays. Check out the White Castle. Edomite women are flocking to Jacob. All right, and even the other heathens. All right, the pale male is really played out. He's been exposed. All right, to be beyond toxic and beyond evil.
You should all know her name, and you should share this story with everyone you.
Let's start it again.
Name, and you should share this story with everyone you know, everyone who cares about children, which should be all of us. But surprisingly, not everyone is on board with this. The Biden administration is not on board with talking about saving our children. Corporate media is not on board with talking about saving our children. And in fact, independent media is not on board with saving our children. Anytime we do a story that highlights the sex trafficking of children across the United States, we get blocked, we get banned, we get demonetized, and I can't put my finger on exactly why that is. Well, yesterday, the Senate held a committee meeting and had testimony from HHS whistleblowers and other whistleblowers who are blowing the lid off of the child sex trafficking operation in the United States with your U.S. tax dollars. You are paying for this. Why is there not more outrage about this? I don't know. Joining me now, though, is one of those heroes. And I want you to just take a look at her testimony from yesterday. This is Tara Rodas. She's an HHS whistleblower when called upon by Senator Chuck Grassley. Watch.
Senator Grassley and honorable senators, thank you for your tireless efforts to protect migrant unaccompanied children from abuse, neglect, labor trafficking, sex trafficking, and other unspeakable horrors.
And Tara joins us now. Thank you for being so brave, and thank you for the amazing work that you are doing. And I cannot believe the silence. It's absolutely deafening. And when I look at my three children, I mean, it really makes me sick to my stomach that more people aren't focused on this story. So welcome to the show, and thank you for everything that you're doing.
Well, Clayton, thank you so much for shining a light on what we now know is government-sponsored, taxpayer-funded child trafficking. It's absolutely shameful, and I really appreciate that you have been one of the consistent voices speaking the truth on this issue. Thank you so much.
How to open your car door while submerged underwater. A fatal construction flaw in all recent automobiles.
That did not happen the first time I
thank
watched
you,
it.
and thank you for your bravery on this story. And I was stunned because you gave this testimony yesterday, and it's remarkable that when these Senate committee hearings like this, or whether it was COVID from Senator Ron Johnson, these things get banned and blocked, and they're only able to live stream.
Any opposition that goes against the pseudoscience that they're pushing forth. course it's going to get banned and blocked. And anything that's revealing, remember how they made fun of Pizzagate. But this makes what the evidence being presented, well, it sounds to me like, once again, all the Pizzagate people that were talking about it, including what's his name, Alex, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about, Alex Jones, and all the people who were blowing the whistle on Pizzagate. It kind of sounds like they were telling the truth. You might want to publicly revisit that and then actually look at the evidences, and not try to write stories and make jokes about the foolishness of it.
Stream them to the senators' own Facebook pages. Like, it's remarkable to me that there's not more coverage of this. Can I just ask you, why do you
remember the Pentagon? A couple years back, how they found all that child porn on the Pentagon, at the Pentagon, on the computers of the people supposed to be defending the nation. Where did their story go? What happened? Did anyone go to jail? That's inquiring minds would like to know.
What do you think that is? Why is there such deafening silence from corporate media? Why wasn't CNN there? Why wasn't Fox News there? Why weren't more people there covering this story on a national level?
Because this is happening with your government. People in high-ranking places within your government are involved in this. All the way down to the state level, all the way down to the city levels. All right? And wherever those migrants went, and they came in by the millions, you best believe there was a lot of children that was a part of that. And she's going to present some of the evidence.
Yeah, well, Clayton, I can't really speculate on why all these other media organizations weren't there. They should be questioned as to why they were not there, right? There's probably a myriad of reasons, but nobody wants to stand up to speak the truth.
Remember all the people who will come out of the sewers, in New York, and the bloody mattresses and stuff, and that's why they're not speaking about it. Because a lot of those people are involved in this as well.
Truth about this unspeakable horror. Nobody wants, it seems, media outlets keep telling us, oh, it's just too dark to talk about. But how are we going to solve this problem if nobody's willing to talk about the truth of what's happening to these children? They are abused, neglected, and trafficked. And we need people to stand up for them. And that's what me and many of the other whistleblowers who you've had on your show are doing. And that's what we will do until these children are rescued.
Can you paint us a little picture here of your story? And then I want to get into the details of just how.
Don't be shocked if this woman ends up disappearing or comes up dead, or all of a sudden she just goes silent. Because she's going to get one of them, she's going to get a stern talking to. All right? Or she's going to lose a family member, and they're going to, as a warning. Don't be shocked if you never hear about this story on Redacted or hear from this woman again.
How bad it is, and you can walk us through what is unfolding right now across the United States. But when was the moment that you decided to come forward and blow the whistle? I mean, you spent nearly 20 years in public service. And what was the moment that you noticed something was off and you decided to come forward?
Yeah, well, Deb White, who you've had on your show before, when the federal government said we have a crisis at the southern border, which they knew in 2021, they actually put out an all call to all federal employees and said, we need you to leave your job and come help us with the crisis, which Deb and I did. And we were deployed together to the Pomona Fairplex in California. And it only took us 2 weeks in case management, looking into the faces of these children, seeing them scared, seeing them have panic attacks, children having to be put on suicide watch.
Damn.
Children screaming for their parents, that we knew something was wrong. I mean, we thought this was a family reunification program.
You see, that makes me think about the movie Dr. Sleep. How they were still in the life force, and they mainly from children. These people preyed on children. Then they make jokes about hell in that movie, in which so many people the cartoon movie with the monsters, whatever, they come out of the closet and scare the children, and it showed you how when they scream, how they sell it, the sales went up. Adrenochrome, remember that word, you know. Hopefully I don't get, you know, hit for this, because that's one of those you know, that's one of those buzzwords that activates the algorithm.
When I said, "Here I am, send me," I thought I was going to be doing puzzles and playing games with children and then sending them to loving homes. We had no idea that we were about to discover this very organized, cartel-like trafficking scheme. And it was just a horrible thing. And we, in the very beginning of June of 2021, when we began seeing this, we began reporting. And there were people on the site saying, "Oh my goodness, you shouldn't say anything. They might send you home."
Man, I'm going to, and all this is done on Esau, Edom's watch, that man of sin. This is Isaiah 63:1, because the Lord is coming to end this man, all right? And those are Israelite children. They're not Ammon and Moab or heathen, like some of these stupid, you know, black-only Israelites will go to tell you, all right? The people like that, you know, they don't know the scriptures, and they're not spiritual. They don't understand, you know. But this is Isaiah 6, and I'm reading out of the NLT. This is Isaiah 63:1. It says, "Who is this that comes from Edom, from the city of Basra?" Every place where Edom is Basra. So America, Australia, Lithuania, Poland, Russia, wherever Edom is, that's Basra. It says, "With his clothing stained red, who is this in royal robes, marching in his great strength? It is I, the Lord," and it's all capitals, Yahweh, "announcing your salvation. It is I, the Lord, who has the power to save. Why are your clothes so red, as if they have been treading out grapes? I have treaded the winepress alone. No one was there to help me. In my anger, I trampled my enemies as if they were grapes." All right. So, you know, it's pretty violent the way wine is made. You know, they stomp grapes and the guts shoot out of them. I watched a video. I can't remember who sent it to me, but it was a video of a traffic, you know, cars and a big truck should stop at a traffic light. And you saw this lone Edomite, you know, like an older man, you know, middle-aged man, is, you know, 50s or early 60s, stepped out in between the cars where they were stopped, waited for traffic to stop again. Then he laid head first under the big truck as it rolled off. He laid on the ground right in front of the back wheels where the double wheels are, and it rolled over him, and his guts spewed from his body all over the concrete. All right. So the Lord is coming to do that, to flatten you and stomp your guts out. All right. It says, and I have treaded the winepress alone. No one was there to help me. And in my anger, I have trampled my enemies as if they were grapes. And in my fury, I have trampled my foes. Their blood has stained my clothes. For my time has come for me to avenge my people. This is all about the controversy of Zion. I think this is Isaiah 34:8, if I'm not mistaken. All right. It says, "To ransom them from their oppressors. I was amazed to see that no one intervened to help the oppressed." There's no one attempted to help us, man, as these people continually and still destroy us. Let's go to, I'm going to read that Thessalonians again. I'm going to read it in the in this NLT. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:1. And it reads, and at the top of it, I'll even put it before the camera. It says, see if the events prior to the Lord's second coming. This is future prophecy. So this matches up with Isaiah 63. Edom is running the world. So Christians lie. Edom is not done away with. They're still here. They rule the world. And they call themselves white and Caucasian and Jewish. All right? Events prior to the Lord's second coming. Now, dear brothers and sisters, let us clarify some things that are coming of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach. So Paul was the Israelites. He told you, are they Hebrews? So am I. All right? Yeah, he said that. Let us clarify some things about the coming of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, how he will be gathered to meet him, how we will be gathered to meet him. Don't be so easy shaken or alarmed by those who say that the day of the Lord has already begun. So all these clowns running around saying that, you know, all this stuff happened already. No, we're living in the last days. And it is happening now. This is just the beginnings of it. It's only going to get worse. All right? Don't believe them if they claim that they have a spiritual vision or revelation or letter supposedly from us. Don't be fooled by what they say, for the day will not come until there be a great rebellion against God and the man of lawlessness is revealed. We rebelled against God. That's why we got scattered among the heathen and lost our heritage. All right? The one who brings destruction. It says, look, and it says, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction. What does it say? Revelation 6:4. The red horse who takes peace from the earth. That is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. He will exalt himself, defy everything that people call God and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of God claiming that he himself is God, and he practically does it, especially through his technology, and he'll scream science over God. Science is his God, and he is science because he can shape and mold science to fit whatever he wants it to fit. All right? I'm going to jump to verse 8. No, I'm going to keep reading. Don't you remember that I told you all about this when I was with you? And you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only when his time comes, and that's now. For the lawlessness is already at work secretly and will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way. All right, and so the Lord's going to give Yahushua the green light. He said he's holding back the angels are holding back the four winds of destruction. They're about to let it go. All right, the Lord going to give them that head nod, and they're going to come wreck shop. Then a man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahushua will slay him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him with the splendor of his coming. So he's been slayed before the Lord even shows up through the prophets, mainly them of the great millstone. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham, Rakaha Quadash, Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal.